Yeah, I got you.
There's just another one.
All right, good morning, folks. We are probably gonna get a confluence more people here soon. 10 a.m. is early for some folks. I get that. But welcome to team meeting. I'm Joseph, your team leader. Excited to be here. We've got some great information, great panelists. We do have a great sponsor here at the end. It's going to talk to us all about social media. Really thrilled about that. So good morning. I'm gonna hit our items of culture. This is what makes us us. And so number 5, who wants to read number 5 for us?
Yes.
Taking the highway on confrontational issues or points of difference.
God, talk to me about that. Why do you think that's important and part of our culture?
It's a lot less resistant, you're, think you look better at the end. And, less conflict.
Yeah.
And it's win-win or no deal, you know what I mean?
Win or no deal, right? Taking the high road on confrontational issues or points of difference. Is that always what you want to do?
No,
No.
No.
Right. Does that real estate transaction work out really well and all parties getting along and there's no bumps in the road? Right, inevitably, we're gonna face issues. I don't know how many conversations I've had just in the last week about, you know, somebody didn't want to hand the keys over at closing, didn't want to do a post occupancy agreement. You know, what's the contract say of, you know, possession? That's just one example. Had another one, fallout due to inspection, had a terrible inspection, deal fell through, ripped up the earnest money check. You know. Not every real estate transaction is gonna be smooth. And so when we think about taking the high road on confrontational issues or points of difference, sometimes that means we don't answer that phone call. The first time they call. Because you know what it's gonna be and you might need a little more time. So you let it go to voicemail, give yourself 15 to 20 minutes, then you pick up the phone and call back, right? That's what I used to do. Be like, I'm about to get bad news. I don't want to deal with that right now. I want to do some breathing, collect myself. Because I know me. And there might be something that somebody says that triggers me, and I'm just gonna say it before it gets filtered.
No.
So, believe it or not, I've just got a really good filter. I'm trying to. And then number 26, committing to KW to donating to KW Cares. This one's important because of what it does for our company. And I'm sure you all know this to some degree, but we have a nonprofit arm of Keller Williams. And this is important because it manifests in a way where you see these natural disasters that take place, whether it's the flooding here in eastern Kentucky, flooding from the hurricane in eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, or even the wildfires in LA. Keller Williams shows up in those things. And sometimes we even beat FEMA to the disaster. And what's really cool about how that manifests is agents like you fund it through transactional giving. And so Transact with Impact Week is something KW Cares is putting on. This is something where you can make like a $5, $10, $50 donation to KW Cares on a deal. But we just want to make sure you all are aware of it. If you want your transactions to support a cause, well, then we have a really easy way for you to do that. Okay, and like we said, transaction week is March 30th through April 4th. Okay. All right, we got some birthdays. Mike Hatter, Hillary Weaver, and Darcy Abbey this week. We got Rob Bradley, Ryan Baker, Maria Eldridge, Jackie Gillespie. There. Linda Smith, Becky Hardy, Chris Odgers. I think I saw him somewhere in the building. And Cody Fletcher. Got some good March birthdays. My daughter turns 6 at the end of the month, so that'll be fun. American Girl Doll trip is in my future.
You're getting old.
Look, I am getting old. When my daughter turns, I'm exactly 30 years older than her. So whenever she turns, I just know at 30. And that's my age. I won't ever forget, right?
Yeah.
All right, bucket fills. This is my favorite part of the meeting. That's where agents are filling other agents' buckets. We're giving shout outs to people who have helped us in a bind, in a crunch, or just because they love us, right? So let's share 3 bucket fills. Who wants to start us off? I am a patient man.
I will, Joseph.
Go ahead, Krista.
Dana here worked all weekend to help my buyer get going on a sale, so.
Okay, shout out to Dana.
Yeah.
Dana worked all weekend.
I didn't know. I haven't any phone calls to talk to my buyer, really.
When you're in real estate, you do tend to work all weekend, right?
Yep.
And in some measure or fashion. Okay, shout out to Dana. Two more, need two more bucket fills. Go ahead, Scott.
It's Hildebrand,
Which one? We got two in here.
Miss is not.
Lexi.
Lexi,
They're both wonderful, they're both.
Yeah.
We're both blessed, I mean, we are all blessed to have both of them.
Yeah.
She just has a really good intuitive approach about it. Without laughing, she'll dig me out of something I've put myself into.
We're not. Yeah,
She has great decorum and her disposition is always pleasant and she teaches. And
that's good.
she's got me out of trouble.
Shout out to Lexi, we love Lexi. Everybody needs a Lexi, and you're gonna find out that she's nationally and regionally recognized. All right, let's do another bucket fill or two. I need y'all to ramp up the energy. It's a great week. It's Tuesday morning, it's 10 a.m.
Sonny?
Yeah.
Go outside.
Yeah, but it's gonna get 70 degrees today, people.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I'll do one, leadership usually doesn't count.
it won't count,
I'm gonna
but
do
I'm
that.
happy to hear.
I'm gonna fill a Hallie's bucket, she had a really rough week. And she still got stuff done, throughout the week and she's been super strong for us, so shout out to her.
We love Hallie here, definitely love on her this week. She's an integral part of our team, make sure this well oiled machine has gas and oil in it a lot of days. So make sure you see her, you hug her. We do have that thing in our items of culture, 7 hugs a day. And if you don't want to go, look, the fist pump works too, the fist pump with explosion, my 3-year-old loves that, so that translates to 36-year-olds too, so.
And singing voice too.
She does.
No?
Shout out to her. On the social. I love it. All right, let's do one more. Agent helping agent. Bucket fill. What do we got?
We will sit here, y'all.
I got time today, folks.
I'm just gonna say, Jesse, I'm with him a lot and I see a lot of agents calling him and asking him
Yeah.
questions. And he does not act hurried or bothered or anything. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Jesse. He whether he has the title or not, he functions as a managing broker in many ways. And he doesn't have the title, so go easy, make sure you always follow up with our principal broker, Bo Smith. But Jesse is a great resource to answer any kind of general real estate questions or to help you work through or think through some
Contracts
stuff.
with.
I get a lot of those calls as well, and it's just fun. It's fun and it's always interesting. And especially when you can solve a problem. And it's not as big of a mountain as maybe we all think it is. So anytime you've got somebody in your world, real estate wise, that could make that problem smaller or go away, that's a big deal, right? That's a massive deal. All right, we're gonna play this video. Here's what I'm going to tell you. It is the year 2025. And as agents, as a market center, one of the biggest things that we need to be mindful of is our online and social media presence. How we're showing up. So we're gonna show this, and I'm excited because we also have Emily at the end. We're gonna talk about social media presence. So this is a big one. And when I was in Vegas a couple weeks ago, we were at the CEO summit, and there was at least 3 of the main speakers who talked about online presence or social media in some capacity. We're not gonna outrun it. At some point, we're going to have to accept it and have some sort of presence, right? So I'm gonna play this video and then we're gonna go into our next thing.
Are you struggling to recruit top level talent or new agents to your Market Center or team? Are you wondering what your missing link is for 2025? I'll tell you what it is. It's leveraging social media at a super high level. Knowing what to post that gets hundreds of shares, how to post to get max engagement, the right hooks, videos, and calls to action that stop the scroll so that everyone is wondering what the heck is happening at your office or in your team, and it's creating such a local buzz, and everyone is talking about you. I want you to be the #1 spot that's providing so much value. They're constantly attracting new agents and experienced agents to your Market Center, and they never want to leave. The #1 issue that I hear is real estate offices or teams, they don't know what to post and they don't know in the right way. They make a post and falls flat, no engagement, no shares, and your page never grows. And let me tell you, just posting birthdays or who capped that month, it's not going to grow your profits. Just posting a simple graphic like that or a class that you're hosting, that's not going to keep people loyal to your office. You need more. You need something that's attracting new people every single day to your office that's creating such a buzz locally. You need something that is tested, proven to work, and done for you. You need plug and play. You need to have the tools to help your agents grow their business. I'm telling you, this is the marketing that you've been missing. This showcases the latest trends, tells you exactly what the algorithm is looking for. You're not only going to grow your social media following, but no one else in the market is going to compete with the value that you bring to your agents. You, my friend, you become the digital mayor of your town. Welcome to Market Center Social, your social media leverage for agent recruitment and retention. This is your
I'm not gonna play the whole video. That's also about building and scaling the team, right? So it's not just for the Market Center, it is how do we attract talent? How do we attract people through our social media? And eventually that also means how do we attract clients to be our clients, right? Everybody's got real estate needs. Are you going to show up and be their agent, right? So that's what's exciting to me.
Are you struggling to recruit top level?
We want to give a shout out. He was in the building. I don't know where he is. Chris Ogdish, he completed 100% of his orientation tracker, which is a massive, massive deal for anybody who's brand new. Here's the good thing about coming into our company. We care a lot about making sure that new agents know what they're doing when they come in. They got a blueprint, that they understand what their job responsibilities are, and so they're not lost as they're breaking into the business. And Chris really showed up, nailed that, and he's ready to get launched. We wanted to give a shout out to some of our regional award winners. This is a big deal. We are in the Ohio Valley region, which is Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. It's a big deal. And these are folks who won regional awards, whether it was GCI, whether it was units, making $1 million in GCI, or just positional awards from a Market Center's perspective. We really represented at a high level. And so the Underwood Group, Shane and Tara Underwood here, they were 3rd place in the entire region in gross commission income. And they were 4th place in units.
Nice.
And if you think about all of the thousands of agents we have within our company across 3 states, for them to finish in the top 5 is significant. We have our very own Team Brown selling the town. They were number 1 in the entire region in terms of units. So shout out to you.
That's awesome.
Nine.
That's insane.
So it's a big deal. Excel Real Estate, George is here, Eli Maxey and that whole group, they do a phenomenal job. They're in residential, they're in commercial. Gosh, I don't know that there's any kind of real estate deal they probably won't be involved in, but they do a phenomenal job. They cleared over $1 million in GCI this year. That's an incredible accomplishment. And that's just mind numbing, you know. I'm also excited to see George up here. Tara Smith, she's our very own. She won OP of the year, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I know that not everybody really knows what an OP does, but what I'll tell you is Tara has 4 market centers that she's heavily invested her money and time in. And what I feel very blessed about is she spends most of her time here with us. And is really ramping up her presence, and if she wasn't in a recruiting appointment that I was just in, she would be in here. So we're sitting here trying to continue to grow the company. She's a fantastic example of what that looks like. And really thrilled to be in this with her. Lexi Hildebrand. Which is really cool. I think one of the coolest things in real estate is at closing when you're able to hand the keys over and you see that dream kind of sink in for those clients and you're like, oh my gosh, I helped them do that. That's how I felt when Lexi walked across the stage. Lexi has worked harder than just about anybody I know, the way she shows up, her energy. I don't know anybody that gets as much done in a day than Lexi does. And she really showed up in a massive way, really since she's been here as part of our leadership team. And her and Tara and I think a handful of others built something called G5. It's a national initiative that the entire company is adopting.
Yeah.
And Lexi helped build that. And so it's incredible. Obviously, this award didn't exist. So I'm just gonna ask this question, who do you need to become? For somebody to create an award to honor, right? And so that's pretty exceptional. So if you're not on Lexi's calendar, if you are not meeting with her or learning from her, I'm just gonna tell you, you are missing out on somebody who's not just a top individual in this office. We're in a region, but from a national perspective. So shout out to Lexi. And then as a team, as a leadership team, we finished fourth.
We gotta work on that 4th place.
I know. We got 4 out of 27 market centers in terms of office growth. What I will tell you is we were #1 locally in terms of growing our office. There's no other real estate office in the central and southern Kentucky region who grows or helps their agents more than we do. But we were 4th in the region, which is significant, especially when there's almost 30 in your top 5. It's something to celebrate. So that's a shout out to the people on my team.
Yeah.
So Lexi, Allie, Tara, Bo, Jackie,
Joseph.
and Tristan as well. So I just get up here and talk. I don't really.
Yeah.
So we had a great experience. And I'll just say this. I do think we got robbed when we were here.
Agreed.
Broken moment, I'm not here, or Bo's not here at the moment, so we don't have a broken moment. Here's what I'm going to tell you though. Business is picking up. I'm sure all of you are feeling that. There's more showings, there's more things going under contract. Unfortunately, that also means there's contracts getting released. I just want to bring attention to detail. As we navigate into the spring and summer markets and we pick up business and we are getting busier, I want to encourage you to make sure you get those documents signed. I want to encourage you that you are a master of the due diligence, period. Doesn't matter which side of the deal you're on. Know what needs to be done there. Pull people in. If you have questions, don't pretend to know the answer. I don't know, or I'm committed to finding that out, is an exceptional tool in real estate. If you get asked a question by your client and you genuinely don't know, you're gonna say, I've got a great team backing me. I'm gonna work on finding that out and I'll be in touch with you as soon as possible about that solution, right? Lean on your people. The worst thing you can do is to make something up or to wing it and then be wrong. The reason why I'm bringing that up now, I'm sure you're curious, is we've had 2 or 3 things that have transpired recently where the agent has unknowingly or perhaps knowingly said, hey, let's do this. And it wound up either being number 1 against the law or number 2 in direct opposition of the contract, right? So let them be a cautionary tale. I'm not Bo, but I can give you some advice. Be a professional. Ask the questions. If you don't know, don't pretend to know. lean on your people, because they probably do. We talked about Jesse earlier, Donna's always somebody I would call, I call Donna probably as much as I call anybody in regards to. And again, she's not the principal broker, Bowens, but she is a wealth of knowledge, so lean on people. Help out other agents, if you're, I'll be honest with you, one of the greatest things I was given, in gift from another agent was. Correction on something I did wrong. Right, wasn't even an agent in my company at the time, I made a comment, did something, she pulled me to the side. Gave me a little encouragement, gave me the right way to do it. And it changed my business and it changed how I approach certain things, so that's my encouragement, because the market is heating up, that's great news. All right, I'm gonna invite up our award winning panels. So I'm gonna have Shonda Hildebrand, who's our #1 year-over-year, come on up. I'm going to have George Nator, who's on our top group, Crystal and Curtis, top 10, and then Nora is our top individual agent. So come on up, have a seat. We're gonna dive into some cool stuff. Hey, let's give these folks a round of applause. They showed up in 2024 and even, 3 months into 2025 or crushing it. So what I'm really excited about is to ask some questions, get some knowledge, to hear from people producing at the highest level, right? And so what I'm really excited about is hearing how you all win. Because it's not just you all getting lucky, and it's not just, hey, people love me, so they're gonna work with me. It's not a popularity contest. It is truly, you guys are working really, really hard. You all are grinding in an industry that requires you to grind. And what I can tell you is, and this is factual based on numbers, 2024 was the worst year in real estate in 30 years. And yet these folks bucked the trend, made decisions, committed to the work, and showed up in a way that didn't matter, right? And so incredible job to you all. And we are happy to highlight. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions, which I think is why everybody's here. We want to learn. And I like this one because it speaks to probably your all's unique ability. And we'll start with George, and then we'll kind of work our way down. But the question is, what's your superpower? And maybe what are some things, right? What are some things you've stopped doing since you figured it out? What makes George unique? What's your superpower?
From when I started to now, I would think my superpower would probably be the ability to calm the client down, because things are gonna go haywire. Whether it's through the inspection period, whether it's right before closing, whether they need documents from the lender. Just call the professional and tell your client that you're gonna get the answers for them, correct answers.
Yeah.
So just being able to kind of guide the client into the right direction of where they need to go in order to close on a house or sell a house, or it's just. I would say my superpower is that I can have someone over at your house to fix whatever they need to fix. If we're listing something,
The contacts.
your contacts is basically who you go to for information is limitless. But yeah, that makes you limitless.
Yeah, so what I hear, your superpower is actually a resource of information,
And be able to
contacts.
get to that information quickly.
Yeah, and so it's knowing the information and the speed at which you deliver that information
Yeah.
that is a superpower, by the way.
I would think so.
That, especially in real estate, right? All right, Lauren, what about you? You got a superpower, tell us what it is.
I think my superpower is definitely confidence. Like, I'm a big believer that there's always a loophole or another way around, and I apply it quietly, but also envisioning the goal of the client beyond just the sale and kind of stepping in their, inside of their mind and then operating the sale that way. Because when their life goals like becomes the goal for me, then I kind of don't leave myself a choice but to get to the finish line. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Look, confidence in real estate and your all's role and responsibility, 1000% is a superpower.
Yeah,
And if you're not confident, well, shoot, why would the client believe in you?
right. And it's also like the confidence in disagreeing with the client and being able to educate them there instead of, you know, where I messed up is I used to agree with everything. Oh, you think it's overpriced? You think the paint is wrong and just, yeah, because I wanted the business, but then building the confidence in myself to say, actually, here's a different perspective and then delivering that way, so.
Well, let me ask a follow-up question to that. Was that confidence a learned confidence based on reps and like doing the work practically? Or was it something internal that's always been there, that you've unlocked, or is it both?
I think it's 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, naturally, like I like to take the lead, so applying that, but in a gentle manner helps with that, so.
Yeah, I don't think you can have one without the other.
Right.
There has to start, the confidence has to start here. And then it continues to grow as you get more practice, more reps. Right? I think that's true. That's been true in my life at least, and I think that's played out in a lot of ways. All right, Crystal,
Okay,
what about you?
so I like to be able to just communicate and just get on their level, my client's level. As far as where they are, you know, some of them, I feel like my business has been built on first time home buyers. I would love to take people that are renting, you know, that they say, oh, I've never been, they're 50 and they've never bought a house. I take pride in that, helping them, you know, get out of that rental life and get into their first home. And they think it's impossible, but there's, like she said, there's always a way around it. You gotta dig deep. Working with the right lenders, I think communication, working through the process, because it is a process. They think it's gonna be easy, there are gonna be bumps in the road, but for the most part, I just feel like being relatable to the client. Starting on their level where they know, because not everybody is educated in all the steps of real estate. So you have to be able to break it down, you know, in just a way they can understand it as well.
Not all agents are educated.
Right, and just being patient, you know, with them. And sometimes, you know, that's runs out. Sometimes it does, and you repeat yourself over and over, but just knowing where they are in the process, like, is this their first house or is this their fourth house? It's a difference, and you have to play it by the client you're working.
Yeah. Forgive me, I think I heard 3 superpowers there. One's an intense level of commitment to your clients, right? It's. I have the string for first time home buyers. I have the string for people who are renting. That's a deep commitment, right? That's why there are some people who get into real estate for that very reason. So that's incredible. So a super commitment is huge. You also, like George mentioned, resources. Having the right partners.
Right.
Look, we don't do anything alone, and I don't care if you're an individual agent or not. You have people on your team. So if it's a Dana, if it's another lender, if it's a certain title company, those are all representations of you and your business. They're extensions of it, and they are a powerful tool, and they'll send you referrals. But more importantly than that, are they going to take care of your people?
Right.
Are they gonna deliver the standard of service that you would provide and match kind of your efforts? So the client experience from top to bottom across all parties is huge.
Yes, and how they feel at the end is really, that matters to me.
Yeah, and then the other piece is relatability. People, this is a relationship business, and your ability to relate to others in the business and meet them where they're at is massive. So that's incredible. Shocker. Did anybody, who had the over and under on one of these people's phone ring? All right, Curtis, what's your superpower, boss?
So mine was just being myself, when I got into the business, I learned very early on, it didn't matter what you look like, how much money you got, what kind of vehicle you drove. If you was a people person, that's who people did business with, so. Up until this year, I didn't start wearing Jordans, so I wore Crocs everywhere I went. It didn't matter if it was a $4 million listing or a $5,000 trade.
Yeah.
I showed up with tattoos, earrings, top funny, shorts and Crocs in the winter time, so, from what I've been told, because I always try to ask for feedback on just how I'm performing, everybody tells me they do business with me because I'm, you know, like people like them, like they don't want somebody in the suit and the tie and all that stuff, so.
Yeah.
I just say be yourself.
Look, and I'll just unpack that on maybe a level that, you need to hear, right? I think you probably can't hear this enough. Curtis, you're authentic, right? You are you, and you haven't changed anything to be different to somebody else to get a piece of business. Your authenticity is your business, right? Curtis, you have built a big business, right? So much so that you're the top team in the region in terms of certain categories, but here's the reality. Curtis is Curtis. And what I love about it is you've nailed it. People want to be in business with people who they can trust. And it's like, I'm not Curtis and I wouldn't never wear Crocs. But what I will tell you, I would do business with Curtis every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Right, because of who he is and how he shows up, because I trust him, I know he's real and he's gonna be honest with me. And so that's, you nailed it. If you can show up in your business and be authentic, you'll really win, right? And the Crocs, just so you know, they're in my house, they're on my kids, everybody got. Yeah, they're on the kids. Yeah. All right, Sean, you've grown your business, you've gone, you started out, you're fairly new to Kentucky, right? And so you've really had to, from the ground up, create something, that, you know, in terms of running a business and a database, that's a big deal. So you're our #1 year-over-year increased business. So what's Shonda's superpower? How are you able to do that?
Well, I look at it in two pieces. There's the client piece and then there's the business piece. And so the client piece is, I love educating people. I love to help people. So you have to be patient and you have to be willing to, I think you guys mentioned it, be where they are at their time. So you don't want to be explaining every detail, someone who's already been there. Right. But I've also learned that there are ones that have had deals that didn't go right, and you need to re-educate that. And so just figuring out where they are so you can help that. But on the flip side, you're right, I was new to Kentucky. I spent the first, year and a half on the farm, not moving and not visiting, not getting to know people, but no spirit. And so I got into this business, oh, it's all about your spirit. It's gotta use your spirit. So I guess where there's a will, there's a way. You have to find ways. You have to try a million different things and fail to find what works. And you just keep doing that until you can build your business to where you want it to be.
Yeah, I think, go ahead.
I'm just saying, if I had Lexi as my daughter. No pressure.
Yeah, and that's true. And I think what Lexi has gotten from her mother, which I do think you kind of hit on as your superpower, it's that sheer will, that sheer willpower to make things happen for your clients, but also for you, right? Like at the end of the day, all of you up here have a big why. You have a life outside of real estate. You're not just a realtor. You are husbands, mothers, wives, like there are other things in your world, just like everyone else in here. And showing up for them, delivering for them is a big deal, right? And I think about, my kids, when I'm grinding through some tough days, but that kind of leads me to my next question, right? And it's when you're struggling in your business, and it might not even be down to a production standpoint, it might be a different struggle, but if there's a struggle or a problem in your business, what belief do you kind of lock into to break through? Right? Yes. If you're worried about what you're first.
What we, if I ever get in some sort of funk, which I usually do, I mean, that happens. But, you know, I just try to finish out what I have and then just make as many calls as I can to friends, families, feed, and just kind of just talk to them. Just ask them what's going on in their lives. And most of the time, somebody's moving, or somebody wants to sell something, or somebody wants to buy something, or somebody has a tax problem that they need to buy something before the end of the year. You know,
Somebody has a tax problem. I think you're dealing with maybe a different tax bracket, go ahead.
so that, you know, it's like, you just have to kind of dig and just talk to your past clients and talk to your friends, family, whoever, maybe do some cold calling,
Ask for business.
ask for business, call for sale by owners. You know, I usually try to stay away from expireds, but you never know, sometimes you might call expired. And they might, and somebody might get mad at you, but hey.
There are mad anyway.
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah.
so, I mean. Yeah.
What I'm hearing is it's belief in the conversation,
Yeah,
right? It's belief in your ability to sit down and have a conversation. And ultimately that conversation leads to a deal, a piece of business.
if you make at least like 20 contacts a day, you'll get some business out of it.
And you're not always just picking up the phone, like what else are you doing? Cause I feel like you position yourself in different places or around certain people. And it's almost like magic, a deal comes together.
I guess, yeah, I mean, sometimes it just kind of works out, you know, some other person I know is looking for something or has a client looking for something, and I just, you know, we find it for them, we stumble upon it. And, you know, just being able to. I mean, especially right now with this market, it's just been. It's been tough, I would say, it's been real tough I mean, first time home buyers are not a thing anymore. I mean, they might be still out there, and I know they're still out there. I have 200 contract right now, first time home buyers, because of that local home funds.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's still kind of tough, yeah, because they, you know, after those local home funds ran out, everybody that was first time home buyer just kind of scattered, you know? So, let's get property, everybody wants a room for their house, you know, so you kind of have to bring it down to reality and kind of say, hey. Do you want to just look at your house on the market being listed forever, or do you want to actually price it correctly and get some multiple offers? Just being able to have that conversation, being able to prove to them that what their house is worth. That, I think that's kind of a very tough thing to do, but you know, as professionals, that's what we're supposed to do. And, you know, purchasing houses that are really messed up, just kind of been my niche the last 2 years, but we had costs that just gone through the roof and I just can't do it now. So that's kind of, you know, that's kind of something that I usually do.
Got multiple ways to get business.
Multiple ways, yeah, a lot of ways, you know, me and Shannon over there, she helps me manage about 100 houses here in Lexington. They're all houses that are sold to investors. And you know, kind of dealing with 100 tenants as well at the same time. Just, you know, sometimes you have the tenants that buy, they're moving, so. Always reaching out to them, figuring out, you know, where their next move is, you know. There's multiple ways of being able to kind of go after business, but I still do think the best way is just communicating with other realtors, trying to find out what they have coming on the market. And, you know, sometimes other realtors get in a pickle to where they get a listing lead and the house is not presentable, and you know, sometimes I'd like to come in and just kind of, you know, an offer and see if they can take it and kind of rehab it. So, you know, if anybody has a house that is not for sale, let it go.
There it is, right? Or what about you?
When I'm struggling, I guess I would say I rely on follow-up. I've learned some really big lessons about not relying on follow-up.
Yeah.
I think last night I did calculations, I could have grossed at least 50 grand
More.
more last year on missing a client from follow-up. So, you
It's a
know,
tough pill to swallow.
it is. So the consistency with that, which I haven't mastered yet, it's why I brought in my leverage team, but. Yeah, when I'm struggling, I lean into, the consistency part. And if you keep consistent, you won't struggle, but I've also learned to be okay with struggling because there's enough business out there and, you gotta be okay with struggling too, so.
Yeah, and I think anything worth our time and our effort, you're gonna struggle with it, right?
Yeah.
And I think you nailed it from a mindset standpoint of coming from a place of despite struggling. Gosh, I can still be abundant. I can still go get mine. I can still go be great. Hit my goals and do my thing and take care of my clients, right? That's a big deal. Like that mindset there is, you know, because a lot of times we come up from a place of scarcity. And the people at the top of the industry aren't thinking anything in terms of scarcity. They're abundant thinkers. They're growth minded. They're putting themselves in positions to
avoid the struggle,
Yeah.
yeah.
Crystal, what about you?
So I think when, I don't know, when I have a slow day, I'm thinking, what do I need to be doing? You know, I'm like, why am I slow? So I'm starting to analyze all the things I need to follow up on. And start there. Staying on the top of people's minds on social media. Social media is huge for us. If you're not using it, I don't know why, because it's free.
Yeah.
So, but we like to stay on people's mind, things like that, constantly as far as keeping up with social media. Doing our follow-ups, checking in with my clients, even my past clients. Hey, how's it going? You know, things like that. How's the house? Do you all need anything? You know, and sometimes we'll be like, actually, this happened and we need a plumber, or, you know, and then that turns into something. And then I talk to the plumber, he's like, well, hey, I know someone who's looking to sell their house. So it's kind of like that. It literally trifolds down. I mean, it's just reaching out, communication, following up.
Yeah, well, and all three of you have kind of just nailed like, well, if I'm struggling, I hit the database.
Yeah.
Right, like all three of you basically said that.
Yeah.
What about you, Curtis?
So I'm probably gonna be the oddball in the room.
Well, I haven't talked yet.
So, I don't allow slum to be in my vocabulary, business in this business, the reason why you don't have business is because you're not asking for it. There's so many people, y'all, we live in little rural Lincoln County. So I don't allow.
15% market share in Lincoln County.
I don't allow myself to let fear come into my mind, anxiety, the thought of missing out on something, and I think when you change that mind shift. I don't think you get a slump. So if I literally throttle my business by Facebook, if y'all are on my Facebook, you'll see whenever my business, whenever it's sold, I try to keep 10 pending every month. That keeps my money how I want. So if I get like where I'm at like 6 or 7 pending, I'll start making a couple Facebook posts. And as soon as I make them, it's
2 or 3 or 4.
2, 3, 4, 5 deals come out of them. So then whenever I want to go deer hunting, I don't get on Facebook. Myself on a boat, and somebody thinks I'm in San Juan, and I get a free call 3 days. On Monday, like, are you back from San Juan? So what I would tell you is, if slump is in your mentality or your vocabulary, get rid of it. That's a fear thing. Fear's a liar. That's my stance on it. The business is so good out there. Y'all, if you ain't doing business, in my opinion, not to be hurtful towards anybody, but it's because you don't want it. You can always make a Facebook post. You can always talk to a friend about, hey, you know, anybody that's looking to buy, sell, as long as you're talking real estate, you're making Facebook, social media posts. Going and just previewing houses that are vacant, just to make a video on them.
Yeah.
There's so much to do. You're in a slump because you put yourself in a slump. So my advice would be change your thinking and get out of it. So
Here it is.
I like it.
And what I'll say about that, I'll say one thing, we'll go to Sean with. Your wanting and your willing have to be equal. If your wanting is more than your willing, guess what? You will slide.
Yeah.
And if your willing is more than your wanting, you'll have more than you'll ever want. Right?
I think
And
there's a bullhawk too, where Leaf lives, fear camp.
yeah, that's what.
all right, Shonda, you're up. What do you do with
Well,
your
I was
struggle?
going into his camp. If you're starting to just take a breath, God has a plan, shake it off, and then work harder. I hate to say that, you know, if you work it hard, you know, it will come, but it's kind of true. If you keep working and you keep at it, things happen, and this too shall pass. If you feel like you're in a slump, you gotta work through it, because you can't stay in that mindset. Real estate's too hard, because people, you know, there's always a problem, right? And so if you stay in that mindset, you're gonna shrivel away, and you might as well leave the business, at least from my limited standpoint. I'm not as skilled as these guys, but from my viewpoint, you've got it, and that's just in life in general. You have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. So if you feel like there's something, a slump or what, or, you know, trouble or whatever it is, just take a deep breath, shake it off, do what you need to do to shake it off, and then keep putting one foot in front of the other, and then it'll pass.
Nothing beats consistency, like Laura said, nothing beats time on task over time, right? And we're coming up on time constraint, so this is a quick answer for everybody, but. You all have learned a lot, not just from the work you put in, but from others. So if there was one piece of advice or one thing you would encourage this room to go ahead and just go implement today and start doing, what would that one thing be? Just give the room one thing, hey, you should absolutely go do this today because it works.
Presence on social media.
Okay, let's start.
Yeah.
So presence on social media. Okay,
Open houses.
open houses. Go get an open house. You don't have to have a listing to host an open house.
I got two, and I'm gonna make it both really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
One, your branding has to be the same, so billboards to signs to marketing, make it all the same, because that puts the people, consumers.
I see it again, I see it
In
again.
a mind shift that everywhere I go, there you are.
Yeah.
Well, that's whatever Miller thinks that. Number two, Facebook, 3, 4, 5 posts a day. People get mad, they will delete you. But when they go to sell their house, they will call. Like, my friends on Facebook, and they're like, well, you can't Facebook so much. I can't y'all.
It's higher here around North Carolina.
So as long as they call, yeah, as long as they call to sell their house, that's what you want anyway.
Yeah.
So consistency on social media and branding, make everything the same.
I would say delegate tasks and leverage time.
Delegate task and leverage time. Big one.
I'm hire Katie is what you're saying.
George. George, you're end us on a good note, my man.
And I just want to say to everybody, answer your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Sell it, turn.
Oh, it's crazy.
Don't return emails, don't, I mean, we don't have, don't.
I'm a refinance agent through and through. I do represent sellers as well, but listing agents. It's been 3 days.
Answers are- It's insane. Then you go back for the seller, like, wow, you know,
Yeah.
that's why your house isn't selling.
Or your friends again.
Rock stars.
Hey, do you have anything for Emily to pull up?
Yes.
Okay, you can come up and pull that up. We're gonna invite Emily Quillen, to come on up. She's the founder of Modern Social Lexington. And we're really thrilled to have her here. So she's got some good content to share. Here's your clicker. And we are so excited. She's the one that brought me Krispy Kreme. So if for no other reason than the Krispy Kreme, we should all be clapping.
Yeah.
Got it for 20 minutes.
Thank you for being your time. First I'm gonna go a little about me. So I was raised in like South Lexington, Jessamine County area. My parents live in Jessamine County. I went to school at LCA, so I was like always coming into Lexington growing up. Once I graduated from LCA, I went to University of Kentucky and got a degree in integrated strategic communications and digital media and design. So I'm now.
So you're the expert.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
The creative side of the marketing, so that's where the communication came into. I did a lot of like hands-on campaigns and got to build for different businesses while in college. And then the digital media design was just kind of my creative side coming out. Right after graduating, I started Modern Social, so it's been about 2 years. It was 2 years October. I also recently got married to my husband Nick in September. We've been together 7 years. And then that's my family, my mom, my dad, my little sister, and then I have a dog and cat. So these may be some things that you're struggling with if you haven't maybe brought on a daughter or an assistant or someone that's helping you with the media. And if it's just you, the agent, trying to market yourself, then you may have time or you may have struggles with balancing everything. So balancing doing showings and paperwork and trying to run your social media can be a lot, just you. Also running out of ideas. So a lot of things is like, I just don't know what to post. And then getting engagement. So getting your followers to actually like, comment and share your things. You may have some like ghost followers that don't actually engage. Turning followers into real clients. So again, you want to reach the right demographic that are in Lexington. You know, some people market and they run ads and I'm like, why are you running an ad in Georgia? You're not trying to reach people in Georgia, you're trying to reach people in Kentucky. So you want to make sure that you're reaching the right demographic. Algorithm changes, I swear the algorithm changes so often. I mean, I just got so fed up with Instagram, it changed their whole layout and everything. So it's a lot to keep up with there. You're finding a unique brand, so you want to keep that brand cohesive throughout all of your stuff, but especially in social media, you want to make sure that you are seen and that you have a way to make you stand out. There's different apps, Canva, CapCut, things like that, different scheduling tools that can really make your social media a lot easier for you to use and be more cohesive. And then compliance. So these are all things that I can help with and make it a lot easier for you. Full Service Social is our first package. And then Full Service Social Plus, strategy coaching, and template bundles. These are all things that I offer for you all. So I'll just go over my packages with you. So Full Service Social is a full account takeover. So that starts with Facebook and Instagram, 3 posts per week. I do pretty much an entire calendar for you. I send it to you to get approved. So you get to make sure you see everything. You like the photo, you like maybe I do tips and you like the tips. If you don't, you can leave a little comment, I can change it. I do reels and static posts, so I'm in and out of houses all the time for agents. I also have like kitchen design companies, flooring companies, so I'm in and out of new construction and listing homes all the time, just trying to get videos of installs and new listing videos. I'll write all the captions, do all the video editing for you, and then schedule it all. I also go behind the scenes and reply to comments and messages, and then we'll have a meeting each month to go over maybe something you want to cover. If there's like a special little holiday you want to cover, things like that, we'll make sure those are done. Then I have Full Service Social Plus, which is everything in the Full Service Social, but it includes a quarterly branding photo shoot. So here are some of the photos. So it's really highlighting what you do. So it could be you all like staying in a house, outside of a house, signing paperwork. I've had loan officers kind of like go across the table from each other and act like they're signing paperwork, and use those to post. So you have like you in the photos, which does a lot better than just like a graphic or a picture of a home. People want to see you and you are your brand. So
having these photos is essential. Strategy coaching is a one-on-one meeting with me, it's a multiple, usually day meeting. And I go over pretty much how I do everything, so I go over different softwares. I go over, your analytics and, how to reach demographic, when to post. And then we go over, kind of a makeover on all of your social media, so maybe you wanna change this in your bio, you wanna add geotags, you wanna, start inviting collaborators, maybe a, listing agent or a buyer's agent wants to, also have that post on their feed, you can invite them to collaborate, it reaches their network also. And then I give you a month's worth of Canva templates, so I usually do everything on Canva because it is easy for everyone to use. So that is like, I'd say the most user-friendly, graphic design software. So, I'll create a month worth of templates and you get those to use, so this is like a one-time, fee, instead of the other ones that are like monthly fee. And then template bundles. So this is just hand you over the graphics, we kind of go over what you're wanting, your branding, and I create them for you, and then you have a Canva where you can go back in and change anything in them, so you can keep using them over and over again. So what makes it stand out? So it is done for you. So my monthly packages, I fully take over social media, so it's really, you can be as involved as you want, or not as involved as you want. I have clients who are like, yeah, you're posting kitchen design, like pictures and videos and stuff. There's not like a lot of compliance, there's not a lot of things you're gonna do wrong. Go ahead and post that, I don't wanna see it, like just go do it. And then I have loan officers who are like, I need you to send to compliance, I need you to get it approved, and I wanna see it, and then, so there's a range of things that I can do. I go in and do the videos for you, so you say, hey, I have a new listing, can you go on Thursday and get a video of all the photographers there? Yes, I can run over there, edit it for you and get it posted. Same with new listing photos, or new listing posts, I don't do photos. Post and open house post, just text me and I can get those up for you. And then one of my favorite things I do is local posts, so a lot of times, you know, someone's involved or really likes UK basketball. Posting those like, schedule for that, or maybe your favorite brunch spots, or local events happening this month. Really shows that you're out and involved in the community and that you're supporting those local businesses. And then, like I said, I'll do all the frequency skills, talks, and full posts. So, any questions? Yes.
Are there any accounts that you do that you can recommend that we look up to see what things are, you know?
Yeah, so you can look up, let's see. Melinda Duncan is one at Remax Creative that I do. And then Maggie Taylor is also at Remax Creative. And then, let's see. Staging of Bluegrass is one of the real estate staging company. That I do a lot of, she has a lot of the branding photos on there that you guys can see of her, kind of posts and houses and stuff.
What's the price for something like that?
Yeah, so, the monthly starts at 800, depending on 3 posts per week, so 12 posts a month. And, the template bundles are 400, so it kind of ranges from there. If you want more posts than 3 posts a week, then it goes up. And then I think the, full service social plus that includes a photography is 1,000. You get a quarterly photo shoot.
Yeah, here's the thing, you won't do that. And it gets you one commission, guess what? It's paid for itself. Like, the reality is, and I don't, you hear me harping on this because it's true. You have to have a social media presence. People are looking online on social media for ways to get into real estate. And whether that means buying a home, selling a home, whatever, or asking questions about the process, they're starting online, and they're starting on social media. So again, like, if this feels overwhelming to you and you don't know where to start, Emily's a great place to start, right? And the reason why I bring that up and why we highlight folks like Emily is because the social media thing is a direct, you'll have an ROI that you'll probably be pretty thrilled with. And what I can tell you is, you know, $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year, wouldn't tell anybody that's not a lot of money. But if you get 1 or 2 deals just from her working on your social, she's paid for herself, right? And so at the end of the day, You have to run a business. This is me, your team leader, pleading with you to run a business and not be scared of expenses when it comes to running a business. We oftentimes think, where can I cut costs, where can I cut costs? When maybe some of our thinking is, where can I spend money to get the ROI that's going to give me the life and the income that I want? Right, and so this is a big deal. Can we thank Emily for being here? Look, if you are at all interested in Investor Club, we have that at 11, which is right now. So I'd love for everybody to take a bathroom break, get some water, some coffee, come back in. We got a special guest. We're gonna talk about investing money, retirement, what life after real estate looks like. Investor Club's a big deal, and the whole reason we meet together is because we wanna learn, how to level up. And not just run a great real estate business, but have a legacy to leave, right? So come back in for Investor Club,